all very welcome to the 49th anniversary commemorative event for Óglach Eamonn Lafferty. In normal times, the Republican family here in Creggan would have gathered at this spot to remember our comrade Eamonn. This year things are different, however, with COVID-19, and whilst we may not be able to gather together physically, we will remember Eamonn with dignity and with respect. It is a great privilege, and I am honoured as chair of the Óglach Eamonn Lafferty Sinn Féin Cumann to chair the proceedings this afternoon. I would especially like to welcome Eamonn's family, who are with us in person for the event. I would like to convey a special greeting to Eamonn's sister Evelyn, who has just had a liver transplant and is doing very well after the surgery. We all wish you a speedy recovery, Evelyn. Eamonn, like many other young men and women who joined the ranks of Óglach Eamonn during our recent conflict, is a hero to not only the people of this housing estate, but to Irish people throughout the nation and the worldwide Irish diaspora. Óglach Eamonn Lafferty was born on the 25th of October 1951, and he was shot dead by the British Army at this spot on the 18th of August 1971. He was the second eldest of 11 children born to parents John and Maureen. He attended the Rosemount Primary School on Helen Street, next door to the family home. He later attended St Joseph's Secondary School on nearby Westway. Eamonn loved the great outdoors. He enjoyed camping, fishing and hunting. Sheriff's Mountain and the Blanket Nook were among his favourite places. As Óglach Martin McGuinness once said of Eamonn's outdoor activities, they undoubtedly added to his military skills as an IRA volunteer. As he neared the end of his 4 years at St Joseph's Secondary School, Eamonn started work in Doherty's Butchers. He started each morning at 6 a.m. and worked to 8 a.m. From his early teens, Eamonn was a member of the Knights of Malta Voluntary Ambulance Service. By August 1971, in the immediate aftermath of internment, Creggan was a no-go area for British Crown Forces since the earlier shooting dead of Seamus Cusack and Desmond Beatty. The British often attempted to force their way into the no-go areas. On one such occasion, the Crown tried to enter Creggan via Southway. Eamonn and his comrades were there to fight them off. It was during the ensuing gun battle that Eamonn was shot and subsequently died of his injuries. Whilst being taken to hospital, the ambulance carrying Eamonn was stopped on the Creggan Bridge, and his friend who was travelling with him was arrested and then interned in Long Kesh. Eamonn was only 19 years old when he lost his life in the fight for Irish freedom. Goromila Mayogov. We will now have some wreaths laid on behalf of the Óglach Eamonn Lafferty Cumann by James McLaughlin, and on behalf of the Republican movement by Conal McBrearty. And we will also have a ballad played by Barry Davey as the flag is lowered. That will, oh yes, and a floral tribute on behalf of the Óglach Eamonn Lafferty's family.
Night was dark and the fight was over. The moon shone down O'Connell Street. I stood alone where brave men perished. Those men have gone, they're gone to me. my only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bold. He fought for Ireland and for Ireland's only. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold. The first I met was a great father, bending low. I heard him say, I knew my son, he was too kind-hearted. I knew my son, he would never yield. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bold. He fought for Ireland and for Ireland's only. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold. And the last I met was the dying rebel, kneeling over. I heard him say, God bless my home here in Derry City, and God bless this cause for which I die. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bold. He fought for Ireland and for Ireland's only. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold. The harp and shamrock, green, white and gold.
Gurumila Mayograph to Barry for the very poignant rendition of a ballad, and to Eamon for the lowering of the flag, Conal, James for the wreaths on behalf of the Common and the Republican movement, and to Eugene for the wreath on behalf of the Óglach Eamonn Lafferty family. I would now like to introduce our main speaker for the day, our local Sinn Féin councillor, Tina Burke.
Can I just start by saying it's an honour to have been asked to speak at today's commemoration in memory of our fallen volunteer, Óglach Eamonn Lafferty. Eamon and his comrades took on the might of the British war machine in Ireland and faced them down with immense determination and bravery on that August morning 49 years ago. Eamon's bravery that morning gave inspiration to generations of Republicans thereafter. I have heard from others how they witnessed or heard about Eamon's death that morning and how it became a turning point that saw the beginning of their involvement in the struggle. There were many more sacrifices thereafter, many more deaths, injuries and imprisonment. Several of Eamon's siblings have experienced internment, remand, imprisonment and life on the run. He must have always been on their minds during those terrible times. Eamonn, like his contemporary volunteers, were inspired by volunteers from earlier periods. Fallen volunteers are still capable of leading us and inspiring us by their unselfish actions and sacrifices. Eamonn's actions and sacrifices continue to inspire and give leadership to my comrades in the Eamonn Lafferty Common and to me myself. Whilst the party continues to grow, we need more people to help us. We need more young people to bring energy to our politics and campaigns. We need more men and women to be activists. We need more families to come on board and to play their part. If you're not in, get in. Furthermore, I would like to take the opportunity to call upon the present membership to please rededicate yourselves, hence putting in more effort and help shape the party you want and the country you want to be part of. We as a party and a generation have never been as close as we are to achieving our ultimate goal of uniting our country. Now is the time for that open and honest conversation on how we go about firstly securing that referendum, but more importantly on winning that referendum. It's up to all of us to put the work in. Partition doesn't work, and it has never worked, and this is clear and has been proven many times. We've seen the shambles that was Brexit, which is only the latest in a long line of failings by both the British and indeed the Irish government. That is why our activists need to now step forward, many of whom have been in the struggle a lot longer than myself, and who have made sacrifices over and over again, and do what's needed of them to ensure that we achieve that dream of uniting our 32 county Ireland. We need to strive on our ultimate goal in the name of Óglach Eamonn Lafferty, and we need to drive on to get it over the line to finish that job that Eamon has inspired and led us in thus far, comrades. Bergi bua carja agus camaraderie agus gormila meogav agus camaraderie.
Now, just before Barry plays Around the Vein, I would like to finish by thanking the family of Óglach Eamonn Lafferty and all you who have attended in person. I would like to thank the activists who played a role in the commemoration, and all of you who have watched and took part online. Berigi bua a charja agus a chamradahi. Goromila Mayogov do an clan Óglach Eamonn Lafferty agus a charja agus a chamradahi. Goromila Mayogov.
Shin a likra fall ataf we all again. Wind our soup, our genderani coon. Fay my fisher, shantir a shusher fasta, the aqua. Cheer enough with drum, enough the Shawarna with the Ganner Gil on wash no sin. The gun is true with Amagnavi there. Charlotte County for us.